is where he grew it. Life in the Leatherwoods. That's a little hill range, not really mountains, over near Batesville. In the Leatherwood Mountains during the 1870s, Christmas was not a holiday and not much of a festival day. More often than otherwise, the natives, few in number and far apart, celebrated it by picking cotton or gathering corn or mending fences or cutting wood. My own earliest recollections of Christmas was seeing black marks on the outside of our chimney and being told that a mysterious person called Santa Claus had made those marks with his claws as he climbed down the chimney inside the house, like a bear climbing down a tree. He had entered the house through the chimney and had got the claws of his hands and feet all black with soot, then had got more soot on them as he climbed back up inside the chimney, and finally had left the black tracks made by his claws as he climbed down on the outside. While in the house, he had found several pairs of stockings hanging around the mantelpiece and in the chimney corners, and he had filled them with red apples and sweet cakes. Now, stockings, it was a real sock. It wasn't a sock that you went and bought at a craft store. It was a real sock. Thereafter, on every Christmas morning, after first looking into my stockings to see what Santa had left, I hurried outside to see if he had left any black claw prints on the chimney. And sure enough, he had. As the years passed and I began to hear youngsters a few years older than I make skeptical remarks about Santa Claus, I clinched the argument in his favor by saying that every Christmas morning I had seen the claw tracks he had left on our chimney. So far as I was concerned, that was the end of the matter. Candy did not figure in the Christmas offerings of Santa Claus in those days, nor did picture books, toys, red sleds, guns, bicycles, coasters, or toy wagons. There was no family Christmas tree or exchange of gifts. Red apples, raisins, almonds, homemade sweet cakes, and occasionally a pair of red-top boots made up the whole range of Santa's presents. What more could any child ask or expect? About the year 1875, a neighbor boy whose parents had probably been trading in Batesville, some 65 miles away, introduced firecrackers into our neighborhood. And when I saw and heard him exploding them, I thought he had discovered the perfect way to celebrate Christmas. There were no Christmas feasts or parties in the Leatherwoods, but near the town of Calico Rock, where the country was more thickly settled, I attended a never-to-be-forgotten party at the home of Mr. Boot Woods. My sister and I were invited, and we were so afraid we wouldn't get there on time that we went the day before and spent Christmas Eve as well as Christmas Day with our hosts. A good many young people were invited, and all of them came along with several others who had not been invited. And what a hilarious time we had playing Snap, Trot Charlie, and other games. I was 8 years old and had never before attended a party. It was cold, snow was on the ground, but the games, the food, and the excitement of a get-together of the young folks made it a holiday to be thought about and talked about for years to come.